figured because today I'm in the most best apparel I could be to be talking about this. I want to talk about my upcoming album, Orion Willamere. And wait till the end for a very special announcement because, yeah. And the reason why I said, I think I'm wearing, good apparel is because, it's camo, and I guess the album's more, folky indie type, and it's what this is. Okay, you get the point, okay? But this album means so much to me. I mean, actually. The amount of hard work I've put into this is actually kind of crazy. And when I say hard work, I don't mean just instrumentation. I mean, I had to, add songs, take songs away. I had to do this, do that. I mean, there was just, so much I did to make sure this is, perfect, and the storyline is just, you listen front to back, and that's the storyline. I mean, you have to listen front to back, at least the first time, because it's a storyline, and the storyline ends at the end, and it starts in the start, so first time around, you at least gotta listen to it, first time, but, I already have the thing on Genius, the album thingy on Genius, so, didn't know I already had 36 views, so, all of the lyrics are now unreleased besides I Lost Myself Trying to Love You, which has 26 views. Surprising, because I didn't think, people would look at the Genius lyrics, but, the album is, very split into 3 different categories. No, I think it's actually 4 different categories, because I was going to make another video about, all of it, and there was, categories that I already did. I just remembered I don't have to log into my school computer. If I can just go to my school Google Doc, because it's in there. So I made this, chart explaining the album. You get the album in 4 different stages of love. You know, not the stages of grief, because I did have something like that. I was going to do something like that, but then I was like, no, that's not gonna work, you know? But, so the 4 different stages of love are fantasizing, the good side, and the bad side of love, and then grievance. There's 4 different categories. No middle, because why would I add a middle? So, fantasizing is I'll Always Know Your Name and The One You Need, which they both explicitly talk about just seeing this person, always thinking about them. You know, you see them one time and then you're like, they're perfect for me, you know? I'll always know your name, I'll never see your, I don't really know your face yet, but I'll always know your name, because your name sticks into my head, you know? Because I'm thinking about you, on and on and on every day. I just put some lyrics. I'll always know your name. I'll never, I don't remember the lyrics, guys. And The One You Need is, you're trying to convince yourself that, maybe I'm the person he needs, and maybe he's the person I need, you know? And maybe if I just say something to him, he'll eventually, figure out, yeah, yeah. So the concepts for both of them, both Orion and Riven, are hung up on my wall. But I've always had a very like the concept for Riven was like very straightforward, whereas the concept for Orion, it did like change a few times, and I had to like fix lyrics because of it. Something there's a lot of problems with like blue, like the eye colors. Like at one point I think they were like brown, or another time I think they were blue, and I was like, they're blue. I think I eventually decided on blue. Um but yeah, so the first two are just like always like having this person in your mind all day every day, you know? I fall victim to that. And then the good side of love. So somewhere in between the fantasizing, so the first two, and then the good side of love is when Riven and Orion get together. Um, True Love Waits is probably like the intro to them getting together. You know, that one was added. There was two that were added like the latest, which were I Wait for You and True Love Waits. Um, those two were added pretty late later on. Um, and the good side of love, it has True Love Waits and You're My Safest Home. So it's like when you, when you get into a relationship, in the start, it's like, oh my god, they're it's real. It's finally happening, you know? But like eventually you get to that bad side and you're like, wait, but they did this and this, and I'm noticing like all these tiny things that they do now. I'm like, they're not as perfect as I thought they were. And that's why the fantasizing part is bad. And neither Riven or Orion were right in this album. I mean, you get one song in Orion's perspective. They're both wrong for what they did eventually. But like, you know, um I lost myself. The bad side of love has already died, and I lost myself trying to love you. And so I wrote notes to this one where like you have two different sides of the bad side. One of them is anger, and then the other one's just like depression. Where like already died is like you're like genuinely like mad for like at many different, like you don't even sometimes know what you're mad about. Like you're like mad that you like thought of this person so perfectly. You're mad that they're not as perfect as you imagine them to be, but then you're mad like you're just mad at so many different things. And like already died is like that angered version of it, you know? Like I don't know, I'm trying to keep something alive that's already died, you know? Like why am I trying to keep this alive if I know it's dead and gone and buried like 6 feet under, you know? I lost myself trying to love you is about depression, like the depression side of the bad side. um where it's like more like, but what if it's my fault why he's bad? But like at the same time, what if it's his fault that I'm this way? Like what if I lost myself trying to love you, you know? And then the final split of the album, final quarter of the album is Grievance, and that's Abditory, I Wait for You, and Ode to Orion Willamere. And I don't really want to get into full detail with those three, but this is the only time there's ever a changed perspective. In Abditory, we get Orion's perspective, and then I Wait for You and Ode to Orion Willowmere, we get in Riven's perspective, and you'll figure out why that is. Um, you can't really get a different perspective, like, in at the end, but like, it's it's something that's like interesting because you've spent this whole time listening to this album only from Riven's perspective, and you like think maybe Riven's not the bad guy and Orion is, but then you listen to Abditory and that may change your mind. You may be like, wait, Riven may have been the bad person, because in the end, they both weren't perfect. But yeah, it's split into very even, like, not even, but like very different parts. Now, fun thing about this is I completely wrote all of this and produced it all by myself, as everything I've made. I mean, this is probably my best, not only vocally, but like production and writing wise. It's very detailed and it means something. Back during like the Night Sky, I mean, that was like really crappy writing. I mean, I was just writing about anything I could think of. And there's only one song I ever glazed off of that, and that's Do I Deserve It? But that's generally just because, like, it's honestly a more relatable one compared to the rest of them. But, this video is not about that, so I don't know why I'm talking about that. Anyways, so basically, I think that's it. This is really a sad thing too. Like, this made me cry a few times. And there was many different times where it was like, I can't make that. Like, I can't release this. I can't, like, harm people by, like, releasing this, because, like, some of it's, like, so sad, and even if you, like, I'll Always Know Your Name isn't even even close to the saddest one. Not anywhere relatively close. I'm trying to, like, turn the volume down so it's not too loud. It's at 20. I mean, arguably, they're all pretty sad. Besides, like, the second half is more sad, obviously. Sorry, I just had to do a little pause. Ode to Orion Willowmere is probably, like, the saddest one. Let me get, like... And during this one, I was really inspired by Sea Rose. So, like, if you hear the vocals, they may remind you of, like, Heap the Rain by Sea Rose. The guitar is very, like, house song. I would say I'm creative, but, like, sometimes I'll be like, yeah. I mean, I would say it's also, like, the most straightforward sound-wise. They're all very, like, acoustic sounded. And guitars are very prominent. I mean, the only three really different ones is I Wait For You, Abditory, and Already Died. Already Died is probably, like, the furthest away from, like, any other song. And this is arguably so much better with headphones, because panning, like, to different sides I made sure to, like, have the panning very perfect. You know, I tried to perfect it. So, yeah. But as I promised y'all in the beginning of the video, I was gonna tell y'all a surprise at the end. And before I tell y'all anything, I have been writing for so long now. Like, these are two things that I've wrote. You know, it's this one. Yeah. I've wrote 2 books at this point, and this one was my past one. I mean, yeah. So why did I just agree to nothing? I don't. So I wanted to share with y'all that I have officially collected myself enough to be able to get the lore into a form of writing and not just song, you know? Because, like, I feel like storytelling is very good in song form, but sometimes a book can help better explain what you're trying to say. I'm not a very, like, prominent book reader. I mean, the only books I really read are, like, the only books I really have read was, like, A Dog's Purpose, Racing in the Rain, Violets Bent Backwards Over the Grass by Lana Del Rey, and then, like, genuinely, I think I've read all of Kathleen Glasgow's books. I absolutely love her books. Her books are absolutely, like, crazy. But, yeah, it was a very hard thing to write because I had to remember that, I gotta, like, keep the lore the same. You know, I had to, like, make sure that the lore of the book, like, the storyline of the book, fit with the storyline of the album, you know? Right now it's just on a Google Doc. It's 41 pages. It's... I forget what that would mean. It's... I did the chapters in Roman numerals, and I very much regret doing that. Because I don't really understand Roman numerals. X, V, I. 16? Yeah, 16. Sorry for the background noise, guys. I have siblings. Yeah, I was right. There's 16 chapters. And I would say listen to the album, and then if you don't understand the album, read the book. Because the book, I wouldn't say it's sloppy, but it's like, I worked really hard on the album. In the book, I still worked hard on it. It took me, like, almost a month, I think, to finish 16 chapters. 41 pages. Don't even. But, you know, yeah, I would recommend, yeah. And I guess I'll read you a page. Because why not? I'll read you, sorry. Ooh, I can't find a good page, guys. Do 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 do. Okay, this is page 17. The tense in the air consumes the room, like I'm in a box, trapped, small, scared. What would I do if he doesn't think the same? What would I do if he does think the same, though? I do too. 3 words, each one makes me feel more calm. That was only like the bottom half of that page. So yeah, that would be somewhere in between, The One You Need and True Love Waits, that in lore wise, you know. So, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, I'm gonna, like, do the book, but I'll eventually get it out. Like, I'll put it on something. Because I worked really hard on it. I love y'all. Make sure to stream Ori and Willamere out May 8th, 26, as in 2026. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!